There was one reoccurring theme from this year's E3 2016, at the Sony conference in particular, and that was 2017. So here are the most exciting games coming next year across all formats, from Resident Evil 7 to Insomniac's first crack at SpiderMan. Resident Evil 7. There's no Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine, the perspective has switched to first person, and an almost suffocating eeriness accompanies every second of the demo. So it's no wonder new, ultra-terrifying Resi has drawn comparisons to Silent Hill and PT. Game 7 takes Capcom's flagship horror series into territory alien to what's gone before. The main game will be playable from start to finish in VR, on PS4 at least, which could make it the scariest game not just of 2017, but of a console generation. God of War. We could list numerous reasons to be excited about God of War, but the salient point is that, with Uncharted done and no sign of The Last of Us 2, Sony is right to pin its immediate future on the big Larry Baldy. Everything about its PS4 unveiling screams quality, and while there's no official release date yet, you can bet Santa Monica Studio is going all out to make this the marquee PlayStation release of 2017. Divine intervention couldn't come soon enough. Spider-Man. Arachnophobic? Time to overcome those fears with a little help from Ratchet & Clank mastermind Insomniac Games. The Burbank studio is on duty for Peter Parker's PS4 debut, which looks a whole lot like Infamous in figure-hugging red and blue. Sucker Punch boss Nate Fox has spoken of the two studios' close ties in the past, and you can assume that while Insomniac has started afresh with the Spidey engine, the best stuff from Infamous will make it into the game. Mass Effect Andromeda. New, shepherdless Mass Effect was among the most hyped games at this year's big LA blowout, and the response from EA at E3 was to drop a brief look at the Mako, and not much else. That shouldn't put you off though. It's still due early next year, with new lead character Ryder, male or female, on the hunt for a new planet which the human race can inhabit. It'll feature the usual exceptional story-driving dialogue, space shootouts, and intergalactic monkey business, only this time part of a genuine open-world setting. For Honor. With no sign of a proper playable Game of Thrones title, and yeah, the lack of actual combat discounts Telltale's semi-recent effort, those on the hunt for merciless medieval murder will instead have to make do with For Honor. Except make do does it a huge disservice. For Honor pitches knights against samurais against Vikings in the most bloodthirsty of triple threats. But it's the tactical dance underpinning each battle which makes it special. No button whamming, no QTEs, but trigger presses and right stick movements as you evade and then strike, rather than thoughtlessly bludgeon. Destiny 2. Activision was essentially absent from E3, and Bungie focused its attention on discussing Destiny's Rise of Iron DLC, almost as if the fourth quarter financial report confirming this sequel never happened. While neither publisher or developer was willing to spill details, it's public knowledge that Mass Effect writer Christopher Sheriff has boarded the Destiny mothership. Lord Saladin only knows when in 2017 it's coming. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Link's long-awaited, and many would argue overdue return, is injecting many elements into Nintendo's famed RPG series. There's a loot system which enables you to collect new outfits and equipment for Zelda's long-standing main man-boy, added complexity to regaining health, as now you have to collect food ingredients then cook them on a fire before eating, and a welcome physics-based twist on puzzle solving. For instance, lighting grass on fire, then letting the wind spread the blaze in order to trigger explosive barrels. Horizon Zero Dawn. It's 12 years since Guerrilla developed anything other than Killzone, and it's never tried its hand at any sort of role-player before. This PS4 exclusive action RPG then is, if nothing else, guaranteed to offer something fresh, with the studio's reputation for meaty gunplay and truly sinister enemies transplanted into a world said to be inspired by Assassin's Creed and Skyrim. Lead character Aloy looks to be a futuristic, even more badass version of Ygritte from Game of Thrones, can't go wrong there, and talk of day-night cycles, dynamic weather, and ancient cities to explore propel this close to the top of our most wanted list. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Wildlands looks like to be the game to re-energise the famous Tom Clancy name. It gives you a country to save and only your friends can mess it up. The four-way gunplay weds group strategising with weighty shootouts and the occasional surgical sniper hit across a massive chunk of Bolivia. Best book those plane tickets now. Wildlands arrives March 7th, 2017. Sea of Thieves. Rare's Pirate Party endured an underwhelming Microsoft press conference reveal, but should categorically not be made to walk the plank. It's a seafaring MMO which does an amusing and satisfying job of letting you be Captain Jack Sparrow, or James Cook, or Joey Nobody, right down to messing around with an accordion. There's a smart strategic element whereby you and your comrades need to fulfill roles and then carry them out properly to succeed, and a load of tropical shores to explore. Days Gone. You've likely played loads of zombie apocalypses by now, but that's no reason to turn a blind eye to Sony Ben's PS4 exclusive. For starters, the sheer number of shufflers that can overwhelm you at any one time is like nothing you've seen before, other than in Dead Rising where it's played for comedy rather than fear. Plus the combat is, for the most part, face to face and unrelentingly stomach churning. Stabbing foes in the retina or feeding them into a circular saw is brilliant. Throw in a hugely varied selection of settings, forests, mountains, deserts and weather systems, and you'll have a game that'll scratch your Last of Us 2 itch, at least for now. Injustice 2. Injustice: Gods Among Us never quite lived up to its potential, but come on, customizing Batman, Superman and co with gear earned through gameplay is a damn cool concept. So it's that gear system which will dictate whether this conquers or stumbles. After each fight you're loaded with new stuff that changes both your character's appearance and stats. Helmets, body armor, replacement limbs and capes are among the switchable stuff promised, along with a selection of new characters like Supergirl. Detroit: Become Human. Few titles split opinion like previous David Cage offering Beyond Two Souls, so cynics might also have this on their least exciting games in 2017 list. The concept is sound though. You control various man droids and woman droids, all of whom, as is now traditional where Quantic Dream is concerned, can die, with the story continuing on without them. Its E3 appearance showed a rooftop shootout and some tasty blue blood effects, and the potential for guilt when you make a bad decision. The entire game is based around your on-the-spot decision making, so get used to being enshrouded by regret. And those are the 14 most exciting games coming in 2017. If you'd like to add any others to the list, then let us know about them in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more gaming news, reviews, previews and features right here on Games Radar Plus.